Tiger Woods is slated to tee it up at the Masters this week, marking the return to golf for the sport's biggest needle mover. Tiger's return could mean a boost to business for TaylorMade, which sponsors Woods. In Tiger's bag at the Masters will be a host of TaylorMade woods and irons, as no surprise. Joining us now is TaylorMade CEO David Abeles, live at the Masters in Augusta, Georgia. Yahoo Finance's Brad Smith is here as well. Good to see you both. David, I'll start with you here. So you sponsor Tiger. Tiger's playing your irons and woods. What does his return mean to your business?
Well, I'm coming to you live right now from our tour truck right across the street from Augusta National. And I could tell you, being about a couple hundred yards away from the first tee, it's electric. It's absolutely electric. I've been in golf for 25 years. I've never seen the energy around our sport or around this event like I do right now, and all of us do right now with Tiger's return. So it's wonderful to see him on property. He's looking healthy. He's playing well. And we're hopeful that he'll continue his momentum through his recovery here and contend on the weekend. Should be terrific for all golf fans around the world to watch Tiger return to the game.
As you mentioned, David and Brad here, following a car crash that could have taken Tiger Woods' life, one thing to be swinging a golf club, totally elevated consideration to be competing at a professional level. Once again, talk to us about Tiger's bag. Were there any specs, adjustments to Tiger's equipment to get the results that he expects from his swing now in order to make this return to golf possible?
Yeah, fortunately, no. The short answer is no, other than putting a new stealth driver in play, which has been fantastic for him. And he'll talk about that, I'm sure, as well. He's flighting the ball better than he ever has. His speed is up. In fact, we tested him earlier in the week and saw more ball speed from Tiger than we've seen even prior to his accident. But he's got a full bag of TaylorMade products, playing our stealth driver and certainly his custom P7 TW irons, our MG2 TW grind wedges. Got a great bag of TaylorMade equipment and going to perform well for him. We didn't test a whole lot with him over the past couple of months, as you might expect, as he worked into his recovery. Last month or so, we really started to engage as he can get consistency in his game and we can measure his ball flight characteristics. But no, he's ready to go, playing the same specifications that he was prior to his accident, and the new driver in play is working out great for him.
Why have you not been able to convince him to swap out a wood in his bag, David, that is 4 generations old?
It's just a matter of time. We haven't had a chance to really test stealth at the pace and rate that we typically do. He's got a couple of them in his backup bag, and there's no doubt in my mind as he continues to progress into the summer months, he'll be in all stealth metal woods, or carbon woods, what we call them now.
Yeah, certainly. I know Brian and I are certainly looking to get our hands on that and try it out for sure. I am still a couple generations past as well here. But when we think about growing the game, what does equipment sales data tell you about demand now versus early in the pandemic when golf was one of the only safe outdoor activities to do, and whether that growth will sustain?
Yeah, we've seen a tremendous run-up over the past couple of years. It's been really strong. In fact, we haven't seen growth in our sport at this pace and rate since Tiger actually burst onto the scene in the late 90s, early 2000s, when he was winning his first tranche of major championships. So over the course of the last couple of years, we've seen almost 6 million golfers around the world come into our game on a base of 60, so 10% growth in total participants. But we've also seen participation, which is those that were playing, how many rounds they play, increase by upwards of 20 or 25%. So that has materially affected our business and others in our space. In terms of consumption of golf equipment. We're seeing club memberships at an all-time high. We're seeing tee times and tee sheets booked. We're seeing teaching professionals that have their dockets filled with lessons. So fortunately, the golf industry is in a great place today with a lot of momentum that we think will continue to form this new baseline into the future. The data would indicate, to answer your question, that a new baseline of participation has been formed and it's sustainable. So we're excited about the future.
David, I recently bought an entire new set of clubs. I'm not going to tell you the brand because you're not going to be happy with me. I waited 1 month to get all these new clubs, and by my estimation, I paid about 30% more compared to the prior set I had. I imagine this is because of the supply chain shortages. What are you seeing with your ability to get products to consumers, and how much have you had to push through on price increases?
Yeah, fortunately, we're seeing improvement now. It's a little bit hand to mouth over the past couple of years or so, but in large part because we saw 50% capacity requirement increases against the market. So regardless of what category you're in, what industry you're in, to be able to ramp your supply chain by 50% on unit volume from 2019 to 2021 is not the easiest thing to do. Fortunately, we've got a proficiency in our supply chain, so we could probably beat that month lead time that you bought from our competitor. So we're proud of that. But the net effect is we're starting to see the supply chain clean up. Our supplier partners have done a wonderful job investing in capacity, and we're starting to be closer to market than we ever have.
Dave, I got to hustle to my finish here, but there seem to be so many questions about whether a player can choose to play different clubs than who sponsors them or wear different shoes. TaylorMade used to be owned by Adidas. Perhaps you're privy to the typical makeup of partnerships between players and some of these companies, and help us settle the conversation. Does a player need to always play wearing a sponsor's gear only during tournament play? Can they wear whatever they want when they're practicing?
Yeah, fortunately, I can only speak on behalf of our players. Our players are endeared to our TaylorMade brand. Many of them have been with us for decades. Dustin Johnson, who's playing this week, Rory McIlroy since 2017, Tiger for the past 5 years. We work so closely with our athletes that they actually love being in our product, love being part of our company, are part of our value chain in terms of our corporate culture. And they play our products at all times because they choose to. So it's a really great thing for us, and I think it's a testament to the great work that our product creation and R&D teams do, and you will see that this week at the Masters.
Well, David, I am very jealous of the weekend you're about to have, but enjoy it, have fun, sell some clubs. David Abeles, TaylorMade CEO, always good to see you. Brad Smith, good to see you as well.
Great. Thank you both. Appreciate your time.